Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Before we get started, you may notice a slight difference in the images down at the bottom. We have new artwork, courtesy commissioned by Asher. And I will be showing the full-size images off during the beginning of the break, so don't leave your computer right away when we go to the break.
Oh.
So, without further ado, our players are...
Hi, I'm Higgimus, Corporal First Class, and I play Giff Fight.
I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon, who's a human fighter with a rope over his shoulder.
Next.
Hi, I'm Yeldan Sharpa, a elven ranger with a red and blue-eyed cat.
Wait, what?
Was that the
Red
cat?
and one-eyed blue.
Maybe that was the cat.
I'm Ockar, human paladin, and my armor has the symbol of my religion on it.
Not in the picture, it doesn't.
It does. If you look at the breastplate, it's a small symbol of a of Tyr, which is
She's probably looking at the character.
You probably need to look at a higher resolution version.
Yeah, it looks like a pair of scales on top of a warhammer.
Okay, I'm Levalithana, an elven wild mage.
Hi, I'm Zakar. I play Lafdul Minglade, the proprietor of many things stolen.
Proprietor of many things stolen, huh?
Yeah, custodian of all things lost.
You set up shop in the stolen things. Inside the stolen things.
It's a solo market.
Alright, well, last time, you guys had just encountered a group of shadowy creatures. Ockar, you can give me a intelligence check to see if you recognize what sorts of undead they are.
Oh, that isn't like a religion check or something?
No, it's not religion. It's intelligence.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, from the experience you had with them, the strength drain and everything like that, you do realize that those were definitely shadows.
Those were shadows. I think they're weaker undead.
One of the weaker types,
Ugh.
but they are pretty awful with the strength drain.
Yeah.
That made me weak. Don't look at me. I'm so weak.
We'll probably be okay in a bit after a few hours.
No, but it's one of those things we need to look out for. There's weaker
Yeah.
undead. There's going to be stronger undead.
Well,
We're gonna-
since these are so weak, there is a chance I can turn them with turn undead, but as you can see, it doesn't always work.
Ugh, it's alright. I'm just glad we were able to get rid of them, but feel drained.
Well,
We
on
should
the
probably
bright,
move on before we get attacked again. I did make quite a bit of noise.
on the bright side, we at least know what the humanoid shapes were that they were seeing out here.
Maybe.
Mm.
These might not be the only ones.
But you do have information to report, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am making notes of this in my thing. I'm sure G-Man is as well. I'm also making a note of the water.
Okay.
Is there
And
anything that
whatever.
they're particularly weak against, Ockar?
That he doesn't know.
I would imagine
Silver.
things like positive energy and my turn on dead ability. Other than that, I can't think of anything.
Yeah, Laughter would say that he has a spell that helps against undead. That's how
Oh,
he can word it.
Oh no.
Is
Never mind.
positive energy a thing in second edition?
But there
It
aren't
is.
that many spells that actually deal with it.
Oh, I see.
I
Okay.
feel like spells are not positive energy in this edition.
Ockar would know that priests of Tyr, not paladins, because it's a very powerful spell, do have some access to a spell that allows them to channel positive energy.
Yeah, I don't have access
What,
to
the
that.
spell
But
evil.
If I was a priest, I'd have access to that spell, but I'm a paladin.
What makes these things? Do you know?
Well, undead are
Dying.
usually caused from a lot of different things. Either they're created from a necromancer, or sometimes they just have unfinished business or don't want to move on and come back as some kind of undead terror.
Well, if they were
Also-
sent out here.
Also, you
to
know
die.
that undead tend the more powerful independent undead tend to propagate themselves by turning their victims into more of their kind.
Yeah, sometimes more powerful ones tend to make more, just because they want an army or minions to do what they want.
Mm.
Somehow I doubt necromancers hanging around here, as I'll kick some of the ice.
Well, if they're a lich, maybe they
Yeah, they
wouldn't
could
have
be
to
a
worry-
lich or a vampire.
They wouldn't have to worry about the cold at all since they're already dead.
All right. Well, let's
This-
move on just a little bit at least to
Yeah.
get away from this
Yeah.
general area, because I did make a lot of noise.
Yeah,
Yes,
let's do
that did
that
seem to
before
attract-
more of them show up.
Well, we can talk while we walk.
All right.
Does anyone remember how many people the people back at the ribbon said they sent this way?
They didn't tell
No.
us how many.
They didn't say a number, they just said a lot.
Yeah, over the years.
Well, I'm wondering if the people they sent here was what we just thought.
Probably.
Well, probably if they were angry enough, they might have come back as shadows.
Yeah.
Let's move on, and we'll talk while we're moving at least.
Okay. Keep in mind that it is actually kind of difficult to talk while you're moving
All right.
Yeah.
We're just
because of the
moving.
wind and the cold.
Yeah,
cool.
considering our auras of comfort have gone off. For free people, the non-elves, they cannot talk, so they've got endure code.
Ugh.
Well, no, you've still got endure code. It's just the elves that don't.
Yes, but no, I was laughing at Braxon doing the wind sound.
Ah.
Yeah, I do
Special
free sound
effects
effects.
Yes. He's decided to add sound effects.
Yeah. I can't do art, but I can do sound effects.
All right, so you get underway. How long do you want to travel for before you make an early camp?
Not all that long.
Well, we'll travel until someone starts flagging down.
I guess
the most.
another hour would be good.
Is that
I would say until our protection from element spells start to expire.
another 3 hours. Yeah,
Do we
but
know
the
what
other.
time it is?
That sounds about good to me.
I've
Wow.
spread my consumption to Ockar.
I feel bad for you people.
I thought that
pretty
was
awesome.
Behemoth.
I am jealous of my character because he's immune to disease.
Yeah, that is one of the nice things about being a paladin is that you are completely immune to even the common cold. It's pretty fantastic. All right, so the Aura of Comfort was on Yeldan, Lafdul, Leva, and Behemoth.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. And you guys get going again.
Yeah, slower than normal though. I think I'm
Slower?
mediumly encumbered right now.
You're going at 6 anyway, even when you're medium.
I mean, you could put your... Well, yeah, but he's encumbered. That means that he's going even slower than that.
Yeah.
And it's...
At least until the weakness goes away.
And it's slow going even, due to
Oh,
cold
that's the
and
thing.
everything.
Did I? No, I've got a spell light and load. If it'll make us keep pace, I can cast on your backpack. But how long this? Does anyone know how long this weakness lasts? Arca, do you have any idea? Hours are we talking about?
I would say a few hours. It's not like I don't think it's a permanent thing. Like if we were to get hit by like a wraith or something.
Who's flagging the most out?
It's good.
Is the donkey flagging more than Higgimus?
It's going to last one D&D campaign.
The mule is definitely shivering quite a bit, but I don't know that...
Yeah,
light
but
and
is
load
it
would do anything.
slowing? Is it going slower than Higgimus?
No.
Alright,
Higgimus is definitely the slowest member of the party. Right
Alright, if I cast Light and Load, we will move faster, seemingly.
Hmm.
Is that a reasonable deduction?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, I cast Light and Load on this backpack.
now. Okay.
It does last quite a while. I will just check Light and Load. Although I do have to make a soap bubble, so it does take a couple minutes.
That's fine.
An hour level, so 6 hours.
Okay. Now, after you create the soap bubble, it does freeze.
It's good. I only need it instantly.
Yep.
What do
Works
you have
just
to
fine.
do with the soap bubble?
It's just part of one of the material components.
Oh, so he doesn't have to eat it or something.
No.
Eat the bubble.
All right. So let's see. That is
Feather,
gonna
slip
be-
of paper, moistened with a soap bubble.
Drink some water.
Water doesn't help that much sometimes. All right. So
Yeah.
you get going again, and Yeldan, Lafdul, Leva, and Beowulf are definitely feeling the cold again. However,
Shouldn't be for
Yeldan,
that long.
Yeldan takes 4 points of exposure damage.
Ow.
Oh,
No one else
God.
does.
Ouch.
The wind just seems to like get under your parka hood and around the neck and everything like that, and it's just really, really cold for you.
Ouch.
Just
Alright,
imagine
did
if
we
I didn't have this spell. These spells. It would be horrible.
Yeah, we'd be in a lot worse position right now.
It is pretty bad. All right. So you want to just continue on for like an hour or two, and then
Try and scout out for a offensive spot as well. Well, whatever we can see.
All right.
Very limited.
Yeah.
You do find
Braxon's gonna be-
a rock
sorry.
that seems to offer some sort of protection from the wind. Allows you to set up camp behind that after about an hour, hour and a half kind of
Is
thing.
the wind generally going in one direction? For the most of the journey, have we noticed this? Or has it changed?
It changes, but it's in general it's coming across from the water
Yeah.
Oh,
towards the
It's all
mountains
from the
to your right.
it's all from the pole, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You said.
But it does swirl at times, change directions. But the prevailing winds do seem to be in that direction.
Okay, so Braxon volunteers to do an extra shift if we're stopping early, just so that the others don't spend so much time. outside.
yeah, I've only got one last spell of Endure Code.
Well, keep in mind that I mean, if you camp early, since there's no actual day-night cycle, you can just rest for, everyone can just go to sleep early, and then you get up and get going earlier than you would have otherwise, and it's not a full day kind of thing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's not like you need to you would end up resting longer.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, about the time, shortly before you decide to start looking for a camp, those of you who did lose strength, it does begin to come back. And comes back
thank
in
God.
full, but it's gradual over the space of a few minutes.
Oh, minutes.
Basically,
It
in
suddenly buffs
corresponding
out again.
corresponding to the times
Alright,
that you
sorry,
got hit, basically.
I've made Asher feel like he's twice as strong when he recovers his strength because he's got light and load on. He's now going to overcompensate. So in the morning when he wakes up, he's like, "Oh, why is my pack a little bit heavier? I've got weaken again."
Okay, so were you casting create campsite?
Create campsite and log of ever burning on the fuel source.
Okay. So this is this
reduce
the
fuel.
second or third night that you're doing Log of Everburning?
Did he do that the other two nights?
No, I didn't do it on the first one, but I did it from everyone after that.
Yeah.
Right, so this is going to be the third night.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many times have we camped?
This is your 4th night.
Okay.
All right, so you get the tent set up in the lee of a rock, a large boulder that does offer some protection from the wind. You get the fire going with the log of ever burning, and settle in for the night. Are you gonna go with the same watch of Ockar, then Yeldan, then Higgimus, and Braxon?
Well, Braxon asked the other people that were supposed to be taking night shifts if anyone needs extra rest to recover. And he'll volunteer to do half the night instead of quarter.
Oh, right. I'm gonna do some for Higgimus before we all rest.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna use lay on hands on Higgimus.
Oh.
Okay.
He regains 14 hit points.
Oh, nice.
Yeldan will not say that he needs rest
I don't need any rest. I'm fine.
or extra rest.
I don't need any extra rest. I mean,
Mind you, Braxton is quite low with hit points, but he's alive.
Yeah, you've got. You have got temporary healing potions.
Yeah, I think
Although
I'll
it's-
go ahead and use mine, if that's okay.
Yeah,
It's
up to you.
2d4 plus 2.
Plus 2. Yeah,
I'm gonna hang on to mine for a bit.
they
You're using-
won't last too much longer though. I don't.
You're
think.
using yours, Higgimus, are you?
I'll probably
Yeah.
use it tomorrow.
Yeah, Braxton will probably use his.
Before we sleep, they last 4 days. After we sleep, they last 3 days.
Well, I'll probably
be-
use it the next day.
When we get to this place, I would like to camp there for an extra day or something, ideally, so I can regain my temporary healing potions. Because at the moment, I'm reserving the spell slots for temperature.
Okay, we'll see what it's like when we get to the place we're trying to go to.
Oh yeah, ideally. Prevailing
Ideally,
situation.
yes, that'll be okay.
Although I could take, I suppose I'll take a couple.
Does sleeping give us an extra hit point? All
Yes.
okay. Then that
It
will
also
bring me up to
heals all
full.
that exposure damage that I think only Yeldan took.
Yeah, so Yeldan, that 4 points of damage that you took from exposure does heal up overnight as you rest.
Okay.
In addition, you gain another. Everyone does, of course, gain another hit point from.
Yeah, so Braxton's only 5 down now.
Thanks everybody for the healing. Ockar, Lafdul.
No problem.
Lafdul, do you have any more good berries that you want to distribute,
I
or do you
do.
want to hold on to them?
No, I might as well use them up actually. I got 5 left. I just. I have one for myself. I offer 4 out to whoever wants them. Whoever comes first.
I'll go up.
Alright, I give them to Ockar.
You could give
I'm-
one to each other person and then take 2 for
Yeah.
yourself. That
Oh
kinda
yeah,
evens
that
it
works.
out.
Yeah, sure. Alright.
Braxton's
Okay, so
like,
that's 1 hit point.
well, I'm quite good at taking hits, so
Yeah, but
maybe the others want
Just-
to have them.
just take it.
So how many's Ockar taking? How many's passing on?
Just everyone gets 1, and Lafdul gets 2. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of makes
They
it
only
nice.
lasted 3 or 2 days after this anyway. So it's just
I realized that they weren't going to last much longer, which is why I brought them up.
Yeah, so everybody restore 1 hit point, Lafdul restores 2.
I've done mine.
Though I think Higgimus is like fully healed, so she's fine.
Yeah, he didn't get any. All right.
I'm taking a couple of healing spells actually. Well,
All right. So everyone also uses up another day's worth of rations.
Yep.
And the night passes uneventfully, although it is feeling still colder.
guessing colder still.
And yeah, and it is noticeably more chilly in the tents at night. You know, the body
Idle
heat,
up more.
the body heat from everyone is not compensating for the chill as much.
Burning does produce twice as much heat.
Can Braxton pile up some more?
I know it's
Snow.
not much, but
I mean, you can, but it's still only mitigating some of the facts that
Yeah.
it's just getting colder.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
We
when
don't
we're
want to
getting-
stay here more longer than we have to.
When we're getting ready in the morning, Braxton says, "Remind me again why we came out here to freeze to death on a
We're
planet
looking.
where nobody wants us here."
We're looking
When
for.
you're not freezing, everyone else is.
You're the only one that's not freezing here, Braxton.
Yeah, Braxton. I mean, it's not freezing for you. Feels fine.
I think he forgot that.
Okay, remind me why I came here to watch my friends freeze to death on a planet where nobody wants us.
It's fun.
Are we nearly at our objective? Do you think we'll be there tomorrow?
Old.
You don't know.
We don't know.
Did I have any luck carving that thing with an attempt? Or not? I mean, I'm not going to cast a spell, so doesn't matter.
I think
I
I
just
said
thought I'd ask.
yes. I think
I had
said
4
yes.
of them.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't remember if I actually got one working now.
Yeah, I think you did.
No.
Pretty sure you did.
So I have a fleet of that creature,
Yeah.
whatever that is. I'll ask you after game. I'm not going to use it in game, so.
Okay. All right. So the next day, you guys wake up after a night's rest. The watch going through. Who would you have cast Endure Cold on, Lafdul? Because you said you had 1 left for the watch.
Whoever's taking the first watch, I guess.
Lafdul?
Lafdul?
You're muted.
Yeah, I was muted. Sorry, I didn't realize. All right. If Yeldan's the only elf taking the watch, isn't he? I probably would have
Yeah.
cast it on Yeldan,
Okay.
even though he's last.
I think no, Braxton's last. Now we swapped position.
Did he? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, because
Yeah.
the reason why I would have done it like that is because I know how you would have been exposed to the code a lot longer because of the aura of comfort wearing out. So I would have intrinsically cast on you.
Okay.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call.
All right. Let me
But
check.
you might have noticed Lafdul shivering and Yeldan shivering and not saying anything.
Oh, Lafdul is a priest. He's not a good priest, not an evil priest, but he doesn't want his friends to die because it affects his survival. I mean, he could probably survive the best out here.
Now,
Well, actually, Braxon
disagree.
can,
Yeah,
because
Braxon
of the
can.
ring.
Braxon could run around out here in his small clothes and be fine.
I
Though
would
he'd
suggest
probably
that.
get eaten.
Well,
would
I mean, yeah,
suggest
he
that
might
he
get
probably
eaten,
will.
but he would not get frostbite.
I've got the spells. I could sleep for 9 hours at a go.
All right, so
For as long as I have my spells.
staying in proximity to the fire does help a lot, and none of the people on watch suffer any negative effects from their watch.
Now we've got a bit of rock near us. Can we try putting some rocks in the fire to make something that will stay warm
Sure,
after we move?
sure. You can do that.
Just have to figure out what to do to carry it.
That
Ooh,
might be a
that would
problem.
also probably help out with sleeping too. Warm the rocks up, put them near the bags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sleep on some hot rocks. Be a bit
Well,
rocky.
not on them. You don't want to sleep on them.
No,
Uh,
Yeldan is not going to offer up his cooking pots for that. It would ruin them.
Lever
I mean-
strength on Braxon.
Higgimus can just reach into the fire to pick him out.
Yeah.
Brax-
I am
yeah.
casting Cure Light Wounds on Ockar.
All right, so
Okay.
6 hit points on Ockar.
I'm almost full. I'm 1 point away from full.
Is Leva hurt?
No.
Mirror image is really
Yeah.
good.
I couldn't see her bar.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, she needs to drag her portrait a tiny bit down, ideally.
Nah, that's fine.
Yeah.
She's staying close to Ockar to get extra body heat.
Oh, bye.
Well, you also have a wolf.
Just a
Mhm.
moment.
Fuzzy wolf.
All right, so you're
There
going
you
to
go.
cast Strength on Braxon, and you're casting Mount as well.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm doing the same. 3 aura comforts and 3 endure codes.
I thought you did 4 auras of comfort.
Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 auras of comfort and 2 endure codes.
Is there a wild surge on Braxon when he gets a strength?
No, there is not. And you're at 1840.
1840.
Yeah.
Not had 1840 yet.
It's basically the same as 1801.
I don't remember having 1801.
It's +1/+3.
+1, +3.
I'm also trying to keep track of how long it stays code for. I mean, if there's like weather cycles that I can think of. I mean, it might be like primitive. It was code for X days. I mean, it might be due to me walking further out, but I'm just mentioning it. Trying to fill up this book.
Okay.
If
It's 50 pages.
What is the duration on Mount again? It's 2 hours plus 1 hour per level?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so the Aura of Comfort is going to be on the same 4 people.
Yeah, so we just do the same thing to keep it simple.
And who are you putting Endure Cold on? Anyone or not?
Well, the 3 elves have got Aura Comfort. Yeah, it's on Higgimus and who was the other
Ockar.
one? Ockar, yeah. So there's a 10% chance it won't work on Higgimus, but
Okay.
So, what's being put on me?
you got
Endure
Endure
Cold.
elements.
Endure
Yeah,
Cold.
Endure Cold.
Alright.
I still think we should look for some more of those furry snakes and make leg warmers out of them.
I think we have the cold weather clothes already.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't really have a way to prepare the pelts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, otherwise
Yeah.
you're sleeping in
You've said that before. That's why Yeldan's like,
yeah.
it's like. we're
It
not
usually
exposing
takes
to
several
any
days,
heat.
doesn't it?
It does take time
does.
to prepare. Yeah.
It does take
Mm.
time, and also it's too cold to do it.
You need to
Yeah,
scrape
fair
the
enough.
hides, dry them, and everything like that. It's not something that you can just do in the middle of, especially at freezing temperatures like this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking of cheating, circumventing the mechanics based magic, but
I mean, if you have a spell that could circumvent it, then that's
no, I was like Endure Cold on the thing. I don't know if that'd
Yeah.
work on the dead thing.
I don't think it works on an object.
Yeah.
I think it only works on a creature.
Yeah, it's time for Lafdul to start researching his first spell.
Yeah.
Lafdul's latex leg warmers.
Why
Higgimus,
does it have to be latex?
Some people are allergic to latex, so.
Mainly
Not me,
because there's
but-
an L in it.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Higgimus, you asked me to cast, to memorize Continual Light again. What did you want it on?
Oh,
Placement stone, wasn't it?
yeah, no, the replacement stone
Okay.
On the rock.
for the one that I latched onto the that one flag
Wasn't that a
or
gem?
pole.
No, it wasn't a gem.
Hmm?
You do find a small stone that you're able to cast continual light on.
Cool.
Level variation?
It's really just checking to see if it surges. It does not.
Okay.
I don't believe there's any real level variation for continual light.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
The wild surge will be that she casts it on the planet instead of the rock.
That would be so funny.
Ruined paradise. Oh, paradise now glows.
Well, it wouldn't be so dark over here anymore.
Yeah.
That's the point.
All right, so you get up, eat your breakfast, and then set out. The wind is still blowing. but you continue along the shoreline for a number of hours. Let me go ahead and start checking to see if people suffer from the exposure.
3 days left on temp healing potion. It's just Higgimus that used this, yeah? So I'm just making notes of it myself.
Yeah,
in case
I've
people
used mine.
forget.
Those shadows really messed me up.
Mm-hmm.
They were
He was
pretty
a
bad,
big
weren't they?
target.
The mule is not happy. It is brain something fierce.
It's got injure aura comforts. It's not
No.
dead.
Beowulf does, not the mule.
Oh,
You
dear.
didn't cast anything on the mule.
No, I didn't.
So the trip, as cold as it is pretty uneventful. The terrain around here is very much, samey as you continue on.
Very bleak.
Yeah, it's extremely bleak, and considering the darkness and the using the continual lights, there's just not really much to see.
What's the next
You are
landmarker are we looking for?
You were looking for a ridge to follow up.
Okay.
And given the nature of the map, you're pretty sure it'll be pretty close to the edge of the shore.
Okay.
Ockar, you suffer a point of exposure damage. The cold really gets to you. A little bit of the
Who was
blowing
that?
snow gets down into your boots and chills your feet.
Okay.
Who? Oh, Ockar does? Okay.
Yeah. And about the time that he feels that cold, the auras of comfort expire on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Ouch.
cold.
It is extremely cold. You guys are chilly and chattering the whole way. Moving helps. Moving really helps. I'm getting
Yep.
some background noise from someone. Not sure who.
Not me.
If someone could just keep an eye on the Discord and PM.
I've got it on my right screen. I'll see it when next time it happens.
Yeah, and just PM the person. Because I don't have it visible right now. Okay, you continue trudging on. The shoreline is getting a thicker layer of snow, so it's a little bit slower going.
Do we need to put our snowshoes back on, or?
No, it's still not that deep. And there's still
Probably stamping it down a little bit too as I walk by.
no, because you're walking on it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
You could just walk on the water. It might be easier.
Now Braxon is plowing a pathway for people behind.
Snow's melting
So-
around him.
Well, no, but
Oh.
it doesn't melt around him.
Wow.
He's just resilient, more resilient. He's just cold resistance.
Yeah, but he's got his normal body temperature, whereas we're all cooling down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I suppose that's one way to look at it.
He's constantly kept at room temperature.
Well, hopefully, if we get to the warm side, I'll have the same thing that Braxton's had on this.
Yeah, this is why Braxton's going to offer to swap rings one hour before we get back.
So, continuing on, you've been traveling for about 8 hours now. The strength on Braxon, that expired about 2 hours ago. And Ockar, the snow that got into your boots is just chilling your feet more. You take another point of exposure damage.
Okay.
Lafdul, Swirling around your parka hood, the chill really gets to your neck. You take 2 points of exposure damage.
Mm-hmm.
Leva, you're just the slight form of you. You know, you're fairly small. Don't have as much body mass to surface ratio kind of thing. So the cold is getting to you. You suffer 3 points of exposure damage. And Bjomulf is whining a bit from the cold, and he suffers 2 points of exposure damage.
Oh.
The mule seems actually a little bit better now. Maybe moving is keeping him warm.
Maybe it's given up on trying to ask for help.
That too.
Used
That
to
could be
the
it too.
temperature.
Whoever we're teleporting this mule from is gonna be very pissed at us.
How long did we move for?
That was about
For
8
this-
hours, and you like to get about 10 hours, at least as best as you can judge.
Okay. We'll push on for another couple hours, and we'll try to find a spot to camp for the night, or for rest time. Let's get
How
ready to say
many-
night, but
Days we've been traveling. It's now the 5th day. This current day.
Yeah, this is the 5th day.
Gotta hope
And-
we can find our way there.
You
So
you,
we
you still have not seen any obvious ridge to ascend. Shortly before you guys decide to camp, Higgimus and Ockar, you feel the Endure Cold spell expire, and so the cold starts getting to you even more.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have the spells for the watch tonight, because obviously I took Cure Light Means. So.
Well, you know.
I
happens.
do have another spell. Looking at he's the most stingy.
Well, you can wait until you can wait until you camp.
I think you're the most injured.
Ockar, the snow that got down your boots continues to bother your feet. You take 2 more points of exposure damage.
So doesn't that
And
bring him up to 5?
No, I'm at 4.
Yeah, he took 4. Lever took 3. Originally.
and Bjomulf also suffers 3 points of exposure damage.
Is that 5?
That's 5.
all right, we'll probably need to take a break at this point.
Yeah, and at that point, just about the time that you're saying, all right, we've traveled for a good amount of time. It's time. We're flagging. We're getting tired. The mule vanishes.
Oh, right. I thought you was going to say monsters attack.
Does everything, does all of our equipment just... Oh no, it's being pulled on the sled
Yep.
somehow.
Yeah, it's on a sled. It doesn't fall over.
Higgimus takes over his mule.
I have a second mule spell if you want.
We're gonna...
Well, it's about time
rest
to camp anyway.
Okay.
Good thing there's no
So-
fancy equivalent to PETA.
You
Space police.
you find a little kind of dip in the terrain after
In the
about
trenches, boys.
20 minutes of searching that you think will give you some protection from the cold.
Hey, Ald.
Mhm.
I want to try something.
Okay.
With my ring, the
Ice
water
wall.
ring. I made a wall of ice before, right?
Yep.
I'm going to try to make a
Windbreak?
concave, or is it convex? Concave, like wall
To
Like,
help us shield us from the
one-
wind.
to try to
Yeah.
protect us from the wind a little bit.
Okay.
Could you make an
okay.
igloo? Could you make an
Kind
igloo?
of. I don't
Kind
know
of.
if I could make. I think I don't know the precise abilities of how this. I mean, I do. I know how it works, but I don't know if Higgimus knows the precise abilities of how to make the walls and stuff. So he's just going to try to make like a curved wall to kind of shelter us from the wind, like a
Okay.
from 3 sides. Yeah.
Yeah, so just like a semicircle.
Yeah.
Okay. You do so, and it does create a good-sized wall. You actually check to see how.
Nice.
All right, how high do you want to make it?
I don't know how tall I can make. How tall is the tent?
They're
10 feet at most.
less than 10 feet.
Okay, less than 10 feet. So
Yeah.
I want to be flush, a little bit, just a little bit taller than how high the tent.
Okay, so about you make the wall about 10 feet high.
10 feet high. That sounds good.
Okay, so you do so, and it creates it ends up making a pretty big wall. The wall overall is about 120 feet long in total
Wow.
length, semicircle. And that does offer a substantial amount of protection from the wind.
Hey, you can add a new landmark to your map.
I don't know how long this wall's going to last either. So
It's not going to melt.
Yeah,
well, I
like,
know that. But I don't know if it just magically disappears either, though. So we'll find out.
In the morning.
All right, so same watch order.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I am casting Cure Moderate on myself.
Okay.
Braxon again asked the others if
Nice.
anyone needs to take a shorter watch.
Takes me to max.
Not really.
Thanks for all the help that people gave me yesterday. I think I'm in good shape.
Okay. Everyone on watch will end up recovering up to 6 points of exposure damage.
There's only 2 days left on the temporary healing potions, so after today, after you use them.
Yeah, Braxton's already had his.
Oh, you've had yours, have you?
oh yeah, another normal +1 for normal.
I didn't realize you had yours.
Yeah, Higgimus had his, and Braxton decided to take his as well.
Alright, so only Ockar, Yeldan, and Leather has this. I'm updating my notes as well.
Braxton figured it would be better to have the healing inside himself and not fall over and be able to carry on fighting.
Yeah, it's fine. I give it to your own discretion how you want to use them.
Now, during your first watch, Ockar, the wall vanishes near the end and just disappears in a flash, basically. And it lets a full blast of cold air get to you. And you were not expecting that, and you suffer 4 points of exposure damage.
Ah!
you were just like you took your hood down, you were getting nice and relaxed. Like, leaning up against the wall, looking out on watch. I don't know, you just leaned into the wall, you fell over, the wall disappeared.
But Higgimus told us that it might just disappear, and he didn't know what happened. What would happen?
None of us know until now.
Yes,
Oh,
now we know.
crap. Now I've taken 8 exposure damage.
Did you not? Oh, you were first watch though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might have an idea for next time, though.
So go ahead and give me a Constitution check.
Okay. Let me check my. I'm just looking at the number before I do this. Do I not get any bonuses or anything?
No.
Saving throws? Okay.
It's not a saving throw. He said Constitution check though.
They're usually flat. Stat
Okay.
It
check.
should be fine.
Yeah, my score is 15.
Yeah. All right. So you do not get frostbitten, however.
What
Yay.
about Beowulf? He reached 5 as well.
He was not on watch.
That's fair.
All right. So the rest of the watch is pretty uneventful. Ockar wakes up Yeldan, and Yeldan, you notice that Ockar is definitely looking worse for wear after his watch. So you prepare, keep yourself a little bit tighter, arms closer to your body and stuff like that, trying to conserve more body heat, so you're able, you and Higgimus, get through your watches just fine.
Okay.
So the next morning, now Ockar, keep in mind that you can lay on hands on yourself to.
So
restore
how
that.
much did I heal from sleeping?
You recovered a total of 6 points.
Does that include the one that I normally recover from sleeping?
That would be 7, yeah. Well, since you only took exposure damage, yeah, it's different. So
Well,
it's
I
only
had
6.
1 hit point missing,
Oh, all right, fair enough.
and my wolf heals 6 as well.
8 actually.
Okay. So
Oh yeah, Braxon gets another one, doesn't he?
yeah, I'm at
Yep.
46 out of 48. I'm not sure if I need to do lay on hands. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
You can save it to the end of the day.
Yeah, I'll
If
save it
you-
till the end of the day.
If you don't do it at some point, you'll lose it. So you should
Well-
try to. You should try
Yeah,
to
at the end of the day.
use all of it before you go to sleep.
Oh wait,
every
I
night.
didn't use lay on hands the day before, so
Yeah,
could
you
I
can
have
use
used
it
it
all
before I
today.
went to sleep?
Yeah, so you can go ahead and use it.
Okay, then I would have been fully healed before I went to sleep.
Okay. So the next morning does not dawn because there is no sun. You guys wake up,
Oh.
casting the same spells.
Yeah, I'm also casting 1 temporary healing potion.
Okay.
Because, yeah, it's like
Ooh.
my 1 spare secondary, second level slot, so I'm going to have to make a note on that one.
So is that still 4 auras of comfort and 2 endure colds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Ockar's cold thing reset again for
He healed himself.
frostbite stuff?
He
Okay.
healed himself. So
All right.
Mhm.
Was it only me and Higgimus that used the temporary healing potions?
Yep.
Yeah. For the rest of us, we've only got 1 day, so it expires today.
All right, Higgimus,
And
you
I've
take
got-
that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I will give it to Higgimus, this new one. This one's got 7 days on it.
all right. Braxon, you get 1810 strength, which is +1 +3.
Uh huh.
And a mule appears. And Leva, you're pretty sure this is the same mule you had yesterday. It is not happy.
Oh,
I'm telling the others, it looks the same like the one we had yesterday.
It glares at
Look.
you.
Oh,
Maybe it's its unhappy uncle.
that poor thing.
nah, look! It had a stone in its hoof. It's definitely the one we had yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not going to try translating.
Well,
I can only think of the words that a mule would have to say in this situation.
Can
Not
we
that I take a spell, but...
can we maybe take the stone from the fire and bundle it up and put it on the mule?
It doesn't have clothes to hide it under.
The problem is like the mule is a pretty large creature, so it's not really gonna you need
Yeah.
multiple stones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make a necklace. Hot stones.
But I mean, you guys have some stones that you've put in your pockets or something like that, or your backpacks
Yeah.
yeah,
to
sounds
try and
good.
keep them warm.
I'm using my flaming
Yeah.
dagger to keep myself.
Yep.
These are like hand warmers.
I mean, Braxton's got his flaming sword. You could just hand off to someone that's got the ring.
Well, we swapped them over for a bit.
Oh, yeah, you did, didn't you?
Have
I
we
can't
swapped
remember
them
if you were...
back?
No, if you're still doing it, you're still doing it.
Okay.
Yeah,
What?
I don't know. What
yeah, I gave it.
Yeah.
I gave it back to you so I could get my sword back.
Okay. All right.
No, I mean, during normal walking, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I've constantly got mine up.
keep in mind that it doesn't actually, I mean, like a torch itself doesn't actually produce that much heat
Yeah, but
in
I
a
can...
big enough radius kind of thing.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm taking it into account. I'm giving you a little bit of a bonus, but not a huge bonus.
Oh, I'll take any bonus I can get for my dagger.
Of course, I mean, you've got Aura of Comfort on right now. You don't need that.
Yeah, I know, but when it's off.
So,
March,
My
march,
dinky
march,
little
march,
fire
march.
might make me the second or third last die rather than the first die.
Now, Aura of Comfort is what's the lower end of it?
I did not have that up on me. I think it's 20th. Bear with me, travelers. Or comfort. Minus
We're not going
20th.
south anymore, and it's still getting colder.
Okay, and it tries to keep you at 70. So,
The difference, yeah.
now with Aura of Comfort you cast on everyone, you guys still need to bundle up. It's still cold, but it just feels just below freezing.
Rather than
So around
extraordinarily freezing.
0 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, but you think about it, I'm trying to think. I'm making a 90-degree difference. Is that right?
I don't think it's quite 90. I don't know.
90
Yeah,
F.
no, it would. Yeah, it would be 90 F. Yeah.
Just from 70
Yeah.
down to minus 20.
But it's enough. It's still enough to keep you from basically having to roll for this. You still need to bundle up, but it's just like a normal winter's day cold as opposed to this ungodly hellish cold. Meanwhile, of course, Braxon is up and about. He's got his armor on, and he's like, feels good. Feels good this morning. I don't know why you guys are shivering.
I think
Braxton could've-
Lafdul's going to be praying every night, just asking for his gods for a little bit of help.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me know.
1%
Let me know
chance.
when you're specifically asking your god for help.
No, I think
will
that
roll.
this is one of his cases. He would actually try to see if he could get his deity to
The only reason Lafdul's praying all night is because his fingers
Not
froze
all
together.
night.
His fingers froze together when he started praying.
That's actually quite ingenious, actually.
Well, I would stop praying, guys, but I can't actually take my hands apart. Sorry. Help us fight. Well, again, my hands are kind of stuck. And then that becomes an excuse later, and it's like, sorry, guys, I can't help. My hands are stuck. We've been away from the planet for months now, Lafdul.
I don't think Lancel would be that mean.
But you guys do get going. The wind seems to pick up a bit as you begin your travels, and it is definitely stronger, more biting, and it's blowing more of the snow around.
Do we know vaguely how far along this?
No, the map does not have any distance details at all.
Yeah. Maybe
I'm
we
beginning to
should
think
start...
that they would know anyway.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of hard to track that in this area anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're not even actually sure that you're traveling full 10 hours every day kind of thing. You know, none of you have timepieces, so...
No.
Well,
Let's
none
hope
that
we-
work. I thought we had a water clock.
No.
Water
Water
clock...
clocks are massive.
Yeah,
If we-
they're building timepieces. They're not portable timepieces.
If
Oh.
we brought a water clock, it would freeze.
That too.
And plus, I don't have access to time magic. Otherwise, I would be able to. With no time.
Well, I think it's more important that your spells are being used to keep us alive
Yeah.
than to tell time.
Yeah, anyways, it's fine. We travel until we feel like we can't travel anymore, and then we rest.
I hope this place we're going to is actually real, and we haven't been doing this as some stupid prank.
We got to go to the hot side after, or we find out we got to go to the hot side first, then go to the cold side after.
Higgimus, this blowing wind is really bothering your snout, and it's getting really cold on the tip of your nose. You take a point of exposure damage.
Oh, not my snout.
And at about that time, it starts snowing. And
Oh,
it
great!
starts snowing harder. and harder
Oh, small. Oh.
and harder, and the wind is blowing incredibly strong.
Can I tell if
question.
this is magical nature? Want to make a spellcraft check?
You can make a
I was
spellcraft
gonna,
check. I mean, if you have
I was
detect
gonna
magic, you
just
could cast
ask
detect
if
magic.
I could.
No, I don't have to tap magic, but I just.
I was gonna
thinking.
ask if I could roll an intelligence check to see if I know about winter wolves.
Braxon says, should we carry on with snowshoes or should we make early camp and see if we can wait out?
I thought we were
storm?
already using snowshoes.
No, we
No.
took them off for a while.
Yeah, you
I
were,
mean,
you
if
were
it's
walking on.
Snowing.
The snow wasn't that deep by
Deep
the
enough.
shore, and you're still by the
It's
shore.
gonna start. Gonna get.
Yep.
I say we keep on going until it looks like it's going to start getting to the point where we can't really tell where we're moving.
Okay.
Well, we'll be able to make one of those fancy.
Well, the auras of comfort, for at least for this first 6 hours, we got clear vision inside that aura. The snow doesn't go inside the aura.
Mm.
How big is the aura?
It's only like 5 feet. It's around their person.
Okay.
So it's not in your eyes, basically. But it
Nice.
is past.
Okay, so there's no aura around Braxon, but
Yeah.
I guess
Well,
the
it's
snow
only
doesn't
on
bother
elves anyway, and
Oh.
Beowulf.
Beowulf, because the Ockar and Higgimus have endure code.
Okay. As you guys continue on a little bit further, however, the wind is picking up even more. The snow is coming down harder and harder. It's even with the continual light, your visibility is quickly diminishing to
Alright.
just a matter of feet.
So
Braxton says-
let's big camp.
Yeah, let's try and dig a better camp. I mean, put some time and effort into it.
Who knows
dig
how
in.
long it's gonna take for this to stop? So, good call.
Now the problem is that because you can only see a few feet in front of you, finding a good campsite is going to be kind of difficult.
How much snow do we got?
You're not really sure how much is coming down, but you're thinking that it's coming down probably about 6 to 8 inches an hour.
Could I?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to see.
It's really picked up now.
So here's the
Could
real
he-
question: while we're setting up camp, can we make it basically set up like a igloo, basically
Yeah, I guess.
Could
using the
Higgimus
snow
make
that's
walls again?
falling down?
Yeah, but it only lasts.
I don't know how long that lasts. How long did it last time?
It lasted. It did not last the entirety of Ockar's watch. It
What if we
First watch.
ended during
made
the first
another
watch, yeah.
wall behind it? So when the magical wall disappears, the real wall will stay there. If we take into account it's going to
Can we
disappear.
not experiment with this? Because I don't feel like it's going to be helpful if they keep disappearing.
Well, that's the idea. Is we have it, so that's actually a good idea. Can you make it an actual dome, Higgimus?
How about
I don't know.
I have an
try.
idea. How
Oh.
about
It's a good
Higgimus-
idea.
Well, it's one of Braxton's ideas. When are they bad?
Exactly.
Always. Lafdul's mumbling to himself.
How about if Higgimus makes a temporary wall to shelter us, and then we have the time to make a more permanent shelter, semi-permanent shelter behind Higgimus's wall.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to suggest before you interrupt.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds fun.
So do you want to try to make a hemispheric wall or a semicircle wall?
What would you guys like me to do? Try.
The best wall.
Here, 'cause that way we have a roof.
I think it would just cut short if it couldn't do it. I don't
Well,
think you
it
make
might
it as
just
an
make it too
entire AD.
small.
But we'd also need an exit, so that might not work out actually.
I don't see that we need an exit if it goes away when it's done with. If we were
Yeah.
completely contained by it, at
Yeah,
least
we
we'd
don't.
be inside it.
Yeah. Then we don't need a guard necessarily. I mean, unless
Yeah.
something climbs up a bit. If it's like a vertical wall.
It didn't last very long. Remember, it only
Yeah.
lasted part way through the first watch.
Oh.
Well, it'd keep the snowstorm off of us, and then hopefully the snowstorm would be gone when it's runs out.
Oh hell no! This thing's gonna last. Could last for days.
All right. Well, let's tell you what, guys. I'll make the semi-curved wall to block out the direction the wind's, and we could try to build up a natural wall behind it. Okay, sound like
That's
a
a
plan?
good idea.
All right,
That's a good idea.
let's do
All
that.
right.
Old.
Okay. And you're just creating a semicircle, not a full circle.
Yeah, I don't know how big it is, and I don't think I can do this more than once a day, if I remember right. I think I tried it twice once.
Okay, in that case, what I suggest is when we unpack stuff from the sled, Braxon will pull the sled outside of Higgimus's windbreak with the rope on him and load up with snow and then pull the snow back so that the others trying to make a snow wall don't have to go out directly in the snowstorm.
You know what's frustrating about the situation? We had a folding boat we could have just turned upside down.
Yeah, except that would have destroyed the masts.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
could just
do
leave
have
it
something.
upright.
I do have something that looks like a boat on my robe.
Yeah, but you
We don't
temporary
need
uses.
an actual boat.
Okay,
So
well,
we could.
so Higgimus creates a semicircle of an ice wall in the between you and the wind, the direction of the wind it's coming, which does dramatically stop the biting cold that's on you, but it's still coming down. Snow's coming down over it and stuff like that. It's wind is swirling around the sides, but it has definitely made a big difference.
All right, work as hard as I can to try to put up a little wall while other people set up the tent and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or actually, your spell does that, doesn't it? Work as hard as I can to try to build a wall behind the wall we have right now.
Okay. Now, Braxon, you're going out and getting snow and bringing it back in. Does anyone have a shovel?
I do.
Perfect. So you.
What Yeldan would suggest, rather than just piling snow, we would shape the snow into brick.
Yeah,
Compress
Braxon
it
will try
and
that.
Yeah.
let it freeze. Then you can pick them
Braxon
up
will
as
try
bricks.
that. Braxon will also use his sword to melt the snow bit blocks into each other when he brings it back.
No, that's for us inside the wall as we're building it up. I figured you're just bringing in snow, dumping it on the ground, and then coming back with more, going out to get more.
Yeah,
Shaping
all
it
right.
too.
Okay. So Lafdul casts his create campsite spell, and you guys start building up some snow blocks to try and protect yourselves from the snow. Are you building these up, like creating a second layer of wall against the tents? So like setting up the tents and then putting the ice walls on the outside of them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, what they're not touching though, and we're
They're not
making sure the
touching,
wall
but,
can support
yeah.
itself, so
Okay.
it doesn't fall over on us.
All right.
We can probably use some of this wood to act as until the snow hardens around itself.
Yeah. We have those poles for the freaking other things in case the
And
sled
plus, we're
breaks.
not using a terrible amount of the wood because I'm using a log of Everburning anyway, so it's slowing down.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds like a good idea.
which reminds me. So you cast Log of Everburning again, correct?
Yeah, I'm doing it every night. I've always got that spell reserved.
Yeah, I
Yeah, we
just
got all
wanted-
the firewood. We could use it to help support the snow.
Okay, then deduct another day of firewood. So basically now you've realized that every 4 days of using Log of Everburning, you use up 1 day's worth of normal wood.
I
So
was
just
also
FYI.
going to mention we also have actual poles that could be used better as supports because we bought the poles for the.
Yeah, we
But-
could see if we could use those with the firewood.
Okay. All right,
I
so
figured they would do better than chopped up firewood. Just saying.
well, I
They
mean, you
can
can
work
use
together.
both. Yeah, you can use both.
Is there? Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking about doing ice fishing, but we're on shore. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Ice fishing.
I mean, you could go fishing for ice. All right, so with about an hour's worth of work, the wall is still in place, and you think you have a pretty good shelter. You got your fire going. You got the tents up. And are you just gonna like call it here, call it the night, and
I
camp
ask
down?
Leva if she has any utilitarian spells other
Well,
than
Yeldan
mount.
would suggest that we expand the wall to completely circle around us and have an entrance, and then start working on the roof after that.
Yeah, probably.
We got the time and the energy. Basically, he wants to make an igloo, but he doesn't know
Lafdul
what
was
those
saying
are.
something.
Sorry.
Lafdul?
Yeah, I thought I said it. Oh, no, I was only just wondering if she had any more utilitarian spells or not.
Not really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or what do you actually mean with utilitarian spells?
Non-combat spells that might be useful in the situation.
Non-damage.
Well, I'll work with Yeldan on his plan too.
Oh, could you polymorph self and burrow into the ground? Like a worm?
Yes, probably could, but...
Or like an Amber Hulk to dig into the ground and make like an underground shelter?
I can only polymorph into something that I've seen.
You've seen Amber Hulks. Amber Hulks dig through ground.
Okay.
No, I'm just giving you the idea. Which, if I make the question to the GM, would she? Well, would she realize what she could or couldn't do?
Maybe the problem is that the ground is both rocky and extremely cold.
And
yeah, but Amber Hulks dig. Well, maybe not cold, but
right. Well, the ground is frozen
permafrost
and rock.
is a thing.
Have,
frozen rocks. The best.
Have you ever seen a woolly Amber Hulk?
What about those?
It says
does
very
those
clearly.
worms dig through, or they?
You don't know.
I don't quite know what the limitations are. It says the spell does not give the new forms other abilities, attack, magic, special movement, etc.
Well, it's not really special movement. You're just
that is
using
special
the natural
movement.
anatomy.
That's special movement, actually.
Is it?
That is special movement. Yeah, that counts as special movement.
Okay.
So yeah, that's probably out. Now the problem with trying to build a roof is that number one, none of you guys have engineering. If one of you had engineering, then I'd let you roll to see if you could do it. But I mean, igloos themselves are pretty small. Like they would be about the size of your tent, if not smaller, unless they're more permanent. And you're just trying to make shelter from this storm. Trying to get a roof on this is more likely to cause it to get ice blocks falling on you.
True. Yeah, that's a thought. Yeah, we probably shouldn't.
Well, he still wants to make the wall go all the way around at least.
Yeah.
All right.
To protect us from wind.
That is doable. All right.
Brax is quite happy to go out.
We're just gonna have to constantly shovel out our exit and shovel out, carry out the snow that falls in.
Well, if you get trapped in here, I can. If the way my ring's been working is it treats the snow like water, so
Higgimus can move the snow with his ring.
I can part the snow, supposedly. Maybe. That'd be fun to find out.
And worst case scenario, you do have a flaming dagger and a flaming sword that melt things, so
that's true.
And a log of ever burning. It does produce twice as much heat and twice as much light.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very bright log.
So, would I be fair in assuming that you're not really going to set up an actual watch, per se, with someone outside on watch, or are you going to do that?
Brax is happy to do watch.
I wouldn't say outside, but what Yeldan would do when it's his turn to keep an eye out is he would keep an eye out on the freaking giant hole in the roof, because something could probably climb over and jump in. And the exit and the entrance they made in the wall that they made.
Yeah, I think if we're keeping watch, it'd be more like listening out for anything trying to get at us.
It's hard to listen in the snowstorm.
Yeah, I mean, the wind is just roaring in your ears.
And plus, if you could hear anything, it'd be us snoring. Any of our characters.
How far can people see in this thing? I mean, I imagine they won't be able to see very far at all anyway, right?
10 feet, give or take.
Yeah, so there's not really a point to have, watch. Maybe just somebody staying awake, just in case
Yeah.
there is something that pops up.
Well, keeping
Yeah.
an
But
eye
not
out
actually.
in case something jumps through the big hole in the root and above us and the entryway. And probably to go out and clear that out, clear the snow away from it, so we can empty out the snow that keeps falling in.
Yeah, so
I think this.
couple problems with like if you're inside a tent looking out, that means that the flap is open, letting the cold air in, the hot air out.
No. What
Yeah,
will be
that's a
done is
terrible
that
idea.
whoever's awake will be outside the tent, but in the walled area, if that's possible.
I mean, it's
I'm
possible.
probably taking. Oh, I was gonna say.
And you
taking
can
shit
see a
out of Uganda.
little bit further inside your enclosure
Could the,
because
um,
of
Yeah.
what you've
So
done.
whenever
Oh, I've got an idea.
whenever we do watch, we'll have somebody in the enclosure and not in the tent.
Could
Yeah, that's the idea.
that wagon be turned upside down?
It's not a wagon, it's just a sled.
Oh,
Yeah.
sled. Well, no,
Why
they
would
can
we
use
turn it
as.
upside down?
Oh,
Never mind.
yes, I see what you're saying. Brilliant.
Well, I was thinking that, but then realised it was a bit too small for what we want.
No,
Think.
we make 2 walls and put that on top as a lid.
Yeah, could do, I guess.
It's not big enough to really, I mean, it's like not even 5x5. I mean, maybe it's 5x5. It's give or take.
It's not
All
big
right, but,
enough to have plug
Question?
in.
but what I originally wanted to do was have that as like you put on its side, so the person on watch can just shelter behind that at the very least.
I mean, you could do that, yeah. You could try
Well,
that.
we already have an enclosure that's a windbreak. All we had to have to watch is the entrance into the enclosure and the hole that is above us.
It could be the door.
No, Lafdul's right. That could be a door, but it could also be like a sentry box.
Question?
Yes?
And if somebody
How's
was
Oh,
this?
hold on, Leva, what?
sorry,
Does the spell still water only apply to water, or would it also apply to snow and blizzards and stuff?
What spell was that?
Still water.
I don't know that spell.
I don't know
This
that
spell
spell.
allows the Yuan to calm even the most turbulent waters except those of tsunami force,
That's just water.
rendering just water,
Yeah.
nothing more.
No. Did you actually
Yeah,
learn
see.
that spell?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
it'd be
But no,
good if
that would
we
just
ever
be
go
water. That would not
seafaring.
be that would not be snow. That would not be a storm.
Okay.
I mean, it would be useful on a rushing river, but not here.
Okay.
I mean, you could turn the sled over and create kind of an extra lean-to that's outside. At least keep the snow from coming down right on top of you.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so you guys do that. And you basically just hunker down to wait out the storm.
Oh, it's a shame Leva isn't an evil priest. You could summon a mule and use it as a body warmer for the watch person.
Well, I mean, with the if the mule is under the lean-to, at least until it vanishes, you've got some extra warmth there.
Yeah, but I was thinking, is that an evil act?
No, I mean, like you're not going to
Well,
bring
no,
the
as
mule
it-
into. You probably wouldn't bring the mule into the one of the tents with you, in part because there isn't room.
I was thinking, he's referring to killing it for the.
Well, no, I wasn't referring to killing it. No, literally just having it as a living warmth thing.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Why should-
unless you did it in such a way that it would definitely die, and that was part of the point. No, it wouldn't be. an evil
No,
act.
not the intention for it to die.
But I mean, if you summoned it to share body heat with the person on watch, no, that wouldn't be an evil act, and that might actually be a good idea.
Because you could get an actual, the draft horse, the next one up.
Because you
Rather
wouldn't
than-
need all the gear on it.
Actually, would she know about any woolen horses? Because there are horses, certain breeds of horses with wool.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Clydesdale or something.
I remember there was
Whether or
one
not
in,
any of the characters know it, no.
I mean, it doesn't tell me that I can choose the actual type of horse or
No,
Animal?
but
it's basically just
within
a
reason.
standard of that type, a standard mule,
Yeah.
a standard draft horse, that kind of thing.
So
I
the
was-
mule actually has probably has more hair than a
But
horse.
smaller, it generates less heat.
Not a light horse. A
Yeah,
light
but
horse
it's
can be
easier
hard
to
as
get
well.
it into a space underneath a sled.
It's your
Yeah.
discretion.
So,
So
There you go.
I've
at-
got two mind spells memorized. So if the person who is on watch wants it, then tell me.
well, at least for the first few hours of watch, unless you dismiss the mount, which you can do, you can dismiss it early, I believe. You can at least have them out there, giving some extra body heat to the person out there.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, there was that. Does any of us know about winter wolves? Because Yeldan brought it up, I think.
Yeldan would know of them, but that's it.
But
just like he knows that
He
there
doesn't
there
know the
are-
effects that it causes by them.
Mm.
Alright, fair enough.
He's heard of them. It's basically
Right.
what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and any information that he would give would be tinged with legend and myth. So, because he's never actually encountered them and doesn't personally know anyone who has. So, do you want to? Are you thinking that you're going to make camp early here and then get going? Like get a full rest, hope that the storm abates, and get going again when the storm abates.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
plan. Yep.
We're basically really just trying to wait out this blizzard.
Okay.
Like Yeldan said, it could take days.
It does not take days, however. It is with all the preparations that you did, you guys are able to keep sufficiently warm that I'm not going to roll for any exposure damage, even for the people on watch.
Good job, people.
And it does last for 6 hours or so. And you decide to just keep camp for a few more hours, get full rests, make sure everyone's got their spells and everything like that. So people get sleep and everything like that.
Everybody get their hit point.
Yep.
Oh yeah, good.
Oh, you'll want to use temporary healing potions apart from Higgimus, because they're going to run out, so if anyone needs healing.
Cool. I only needed 2 more points of healing after the hit point for resting, so...
You might as well use them, they're going to disappear, so you
Yeah.
just say you're capped out.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
use mine. I
I'm
need one more point of healing. So
I'm already capped out. Does anybody want mine?
I don't think anybody else...
I don't think anyone's hurt.
Okay.
Braxton.
Braxton's
Well,
got.
hold on. Let's just make this easy. All of the temporary healing potions that are about to expire get used up, and everyone is at full hit points.
Yeah, there
Okay.
we go. That work.
Yeah. There's only 3 anyway, so 3 people were hurt.
It does take some time to fully dig yourselves out, the entrance and everything like that. The Log of Everburning did a pretty good job keeping the inside of your space clear, but it does take a little bit of time, actually digging yourselves out. And with that, you guys are prepared to get going again. Casting the same 2 Endure Colds, 4 Auras of Comfort, Strength, and Mount.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm creating another temporary healing
Yes.
potion.
Okay.
I'm handing that one out to Braxon.
Oh, thank you.
That lasts 7 days, because these are all going to last different days. They're going to be staggered now.
It's fine. I'll probably use it before then did that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
If we get into combat.
Braxon, you are at 18 Strength, which is +1/+2.
Oh yeah.
And the mount spell. That's 2 plus... Okay. Okay. So, you guys get going again, and the wind is still blowing, so there's quite a bit of blowing snow, but not so much that it's actually creating like blizzard conditions. But at this
Lafdul's
point,
not-
you do need to use your snowshoes.
Alright, Lafdul's not praying for a miracle per se, but he's asking for, like, you know, the usual guidance, you know, safe trip kind of thing
Okay.
to his deity.
You did not receive any
Yeah,
significant
no,
things.
it's just
Yeah.
something he thought he'd try.
All right. So you get going, and within an hour, you notice that to your right, which is away from the water, the ground is beginning to rise, and
Well, hey.
you see that there is kind of a thin ridge that you can go up to get up to the higher ground away from the water, and you feel that this is matching the directions on the map.
How thin is the ridge?
Yeah, we'd have to stand away from the bridge quite a bit.
You could go double file, but that would be, one person would be pretty close to the edge. So single file, you have a good amount of space.
The main reason
to your
is
side.
this will sled be fine.
We're tied up.
For now, at least, the sled is fine.
Okay.
Okay. It is still colder.
I think at this point, Yeldan might actually go behind the sled.
This is that landmark we're looking for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeldan,
What's the next
if you're-
landmark we'll be looking for?
Yeldan, if you're going behind the sled, you're not on the rope.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna have another rope tying me to the sled.
Okay.
No, actually, not to the sled. I'll just get my own rope tying me to the last person.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on a separate rope is the only downside.
Okay.
Because Yeldan did have his own rope.
I don't know. I used my rope for the rope that we're currently using. I can't remember who else's rope we
Can
used.
you move the sled up a bit?
I think we were also using Braxton's magic rope.
I don't think we were.
No, I think it was Ash's other rope.
Yeah, Asher
No.
had a rope. Yeah.
I think we were
Probably
using
mine and
normal ropes.
Ash's.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah,
using
it
the
is
magic
normal
rope.
We were using 2 silk ropes that 2 people had. My rope is hemp, so you guys decided not
Oh.
to use that
Oh,
because
well
hemp
then I
is more-
guess I'm using Higgimus. I had silk.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Okay.
an extra rope on the sled.
Okay. All right, so you begin traveling up the ridge, and you're a bit more exposed to the wind up here. So Higgimus and Ockar, the wind does cause each of you 1 point of exposure damage.
Hey, Old,
Mhm.
if it ever gets to the point where I might think it gets treacherous, I do have detect snares and pits, so if I think it might be useful, I'm keeping that spell memorized.
How long does that last?
It doesn't last particularly long, but
Okay.
it's just when I notice it.
If the terrain looks even more treacherous than usual.
Yeah,
Then
then
you're pretty clearly you're actually you guys were able to take off your snowshoes once you got to the ridge, because you're now traveling up a rocky ridge, not like an icy ridge.
What's the next waypoint or landmark we're looking for?
Next you're looking for a rock outcrop and a tall rocky spire.
Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully we don't have to go up that.
It's slow going. It is kind of slippery, so you guys are very careful heading up. Making sure that no one is slipping, that the sled doesn't skitter to the side. Yeldan's at the back, keeping an eye on it and everything like that. All right, I see your PM to me as well, Lafdul. Thanks.
I was only just saying about the time, that was all.
Yeah, I got that. Just letting you know that I saw it. It takes a few hours to get up to the top. Actually, no, sorry, you're not looking for an outcrop and a spire. You're looking for a narrow pass.
Narrow pass.
Yeah, that's I misread my my list.
A narrow pass.
Yeah, a narrow pass. You don't know how narrow until you won't know until you get there.
Sounds like a good place to use my spell when we do get there.
Could be. So you do make it up to the top after a number of hours. In fact, by the time you get to the top, the aura of comfort has expired. So let me start rolling for some exposure during the trip.
Sad faces were had all around.
Okay. Along the traverse up the ridge, Higgimus, you do take another point of exposure damage, and then at the top, the mule starts braying loudly in protest. But he's okay otherwise. You find yourself just at the top. The ground dips down a little bit, and you realize that you've actually been climbing up along a cliff face, and you're pretty sure that the rock would slope away down below into a valley, but it's filled with a glacier. So you're now going to be crossing a glacier, and it's pretty clear that there's like not a path per se, but the ridge still continues on at the top of this, and you can see the shapes of mountains in the distance, and that the ridge kind of seems to be going towards that.
That looks like the way we need to head.
Yeah. So you continue to follow the ridge. Now you're very exposed to the wind up here.
Okay.
And it is definitely very, very cold.
We'll be keeping an eye out for a place to break for the rest.
How many hours away are the mountains?
It's impossible to tell. It's like just
Is it days?
You can't
You can tell someone's days.
Well, no, really? You can't.
Does this look like the same mountain range we crossed through?
You're not sure.
Near the ribbon.
Nobody has direction sense.
And you're not really sure.
Braxon doesn't have direction sense.
I thought we had a compass.
Yeah, you have a compass, but the thing is like this could be a mountain spur. It just you're not sure. I mean, like it's fully overcast. It's dark. You could just see silhouettes, basically against the cloud cover, kind of thing.
Silhouettes of what?
Mountains.
All right.
The mountain range.
Let's move on and see if we can find a place to rest. About how long do we think we've been going?
Now you think you've been going about 6 hours because the aura of comfort has expired.
Yeah.
And with that,
then the endure element runs off. Then that's 9 hours. Endure code.
Lafdul and Yeldan, with the expiration of Aura of Comfort, the cold just hits you. Yeldan, you take a point of exposure damage, and Lafdul, you also take a point of exposure damage.
Yeah, since things are kind of sparse up here, we'll just be keeping an eye out for a place to camp.
Yeah.
Just because who knows when the next time we'll find something that might offer some sort of protection.
Natural
What's the-
shelter.
What's the surface like up here? Is it ice or snow?
Yeah, you're on top of a glacier now. Or
Again.
you're on the it's at times rock, at times glacier, so it's like, the glacier is filling a valley and you're right at the edge.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how hard it will be to dig through it to create shelter where there isn't any.
Very, very difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have like augers or like ice things.
I mean, like, you'd be talking about excavating a substantial area, so...
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Nice, it's like stone when it's frozen.
Yeah,
Um,
no,
Ockar, the wind gets under the hood of your parka, and you suffer 3 points of exposure damage.
Hey, Lever,
Damn.
Hmm?
do you have any big fire spells?
No.
Only flame arrow.
Yeah.
You really
Okay,
should have
never
learned Fireball.
Oh,
Yeldan, you suffer 3 points of exposure damage, and Lafdul, you suffer 4 points of exposure damage.
oh, that's 5.
All right, we
It's
need
actually at
to
6.
find a place to. All right, we need to
6?
find a
Oh, yeah, 6.
place to rest. then.
Zyrocon.
No, not yet.
Mine 3 points of exposure damage.
You think you'd still go on for a little bit longer.
Braxon could go on for longer.
Well, he is getting tired. Well, you have been
Yeah.
marching for about 8 hours now. At about the time that you decide to look for a spot to camp, you do find kind of a dip in the glacier, corresponding to a rise in the rocky ridge, giving you some level of protection from the wind. Ockar suffers 2 points of exposure damage.
That puts me below 5.
Does it put
Yeah.
you at or beyond 6? 6 or beyond?
I took 1, then 3, then 2, then yeah, I'm at 6.
Okay, I'll need a Constitution check.
So I'm at 6.
And Leva takes 4 points as it gets into her parka as well, the wind.
Ooh,
I
okay.
pass.
So I
Lafdul,
roll at 6, past 6.
at 6.
Alright,
Are you
so I
at
roll.
6? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, give me a Constitution check.
I'm gonna let you guys know you're kind
Yep.
of out for me right now.
I'm sorry?
I don't
We
know.
are?
For me, I don't know if it's
Oh.
a connections issues on my side or not. Just letting you know in case I suddenly drop out.
Wait, I'm sorry,
Everyone
what was
else
that?
is fine to me. He's
Mhm.
saying he's having connection issues, possibly. He wasn't sure if it's just him.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems. Is this on Discord?
I think he's trying to figure out if it is just him. He was letting us know.
Okay.
Unless he disappeared.
Yeah, that would
I'm
explain
okay.
why he's suddenly been quiet.
Mhm.
Okay. I just sent him a message. So you guys do find some place to set up camp, somewhat out of the wind. But it is a lot colder now. You're not sure how much protection you're actually going to have inside your tents.
I do have 1 spare endure code for aim watch if it becomes a thing. But
This
I
time-
might... What?
Would you guys like me to try to see how the dome ice spell or ice wall would work, or if I can make it a dome?
Mhm. That will be good.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it gives you a small amount of relief.
All right. So around us, I will try to make a dome.
Okay. As it begins to form, you quickly realize that it is not terribly large. You are getting a... Let me double check.
This is before the we set up camp, I guess.
It is. Let's see.
like we
So
might
it's
be-
got a Oh, actually, it's a lot larger than I thought. I was thinking diameter, not radius. It's actually about yeah, 30 feet in diameter. So it's actually a lot larger than I was expecting. Sorry, my mistake.
Okay. Is it big enough for tents and stuff in there?
30
It
feet would be.
yeah, because that would
sufficient.
also be 30 feet high in the center. Now you can't create you can't carve out an entrance as you're creating this dome. So you'd have to do it yourself.
Okay.
Would it make more sense to do it underneath the wall? We dig under the wall because the wall doesn't the wall hurt you when you dig for it?
So basically, it's like I don't know. I guess I could.
Well,
Just
can't
draw.
we use the flaming sword to melt an entrance out?
Yeah, you could try.
We also
Yep.
got your flaming dagger, so we can try them both. That may speed it up.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, you also know roughly how long it lasts, though.
Yeah, so this is just a short reprieve from the wind. That's
Yeah.
basically it.
Yeah.
Make it nice
I mean-
when we're setting up our camp.
Now, I mean, it's still cramped inside there. I mean, 30 feet diameter is still going to be pretty cramped for 5 human-sized creatures, a large wolf, a large humanoid, a mule, and a sled, and 2 tents, and a fire. So,
Yeah.
it's still very, very cramped, but it's
I
not
thought we
as
had
small
one
as I thought.
tent.
No, you've got 2 tents.
Got to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Needed 2 tents for everyone.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got tents with magical glowing rocks hanging down inside them.
I don't know that you
What?
created
Is
that
that
many.
continual light? Is that what you're referring to?
Have you not heard? Now is the winter of our disco tents.
Oh, you monster!
Terrible.
Individual.
You should apologize to the entire stream for that.
Braxon, I could cast continual light on your eyes.
This is
Oh.
pretty intense. All right, so it does give you some reprieve from the wind while you set up. Although, like I said, it is very cramped. It disappears after about a total of 2 hours.
But then we should have everything set up.
So with that, you
Has it been too cold for me to get a decent night's sleep? In other words, I'm thinking about casting Endure cold on myself if I think I would need it.
it's not too cold to get a decent night's sleep.
All right, no, and I'll just keep it for the whoever's on watch, or one person on watch anyway.
Okay. And in fact, I mean, I probably wouldn't do that. I mean, you could still sleep even if it's super cold. All right, so you guys bed down. Same order of watch, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. Who are you going to cast Endure Cold on? Lafdul?
Probably Ockar, because there's a 10% chance it won't work on Higgimus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Alrighty.
Lafdul will be like, yeah, sometimes it doesn't work with these spells. I don't know. Lafdul's a terrible person. He's been practical. Higgimus doesn't see it like that, though.
So, Ockar, you are fine. Yeldan is fine. And Higgimus is fine for the watch. However, no one recovers anything from exposure damage because
Well,
of
I'm
the
gonna
cold.
heal myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my land hand, so that'll deal with mine.
I'm gonna create another temporary healing potion. Yeah, it wasn't good enough to
Paladins and their self-healing.
I am handing out this potion to Yeldan.
Yeldan? Okay.
Yeah.
And Leva, you're casting Strength and Mount in the morning?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So Braxon is going to gain 1820, which is +1/+3.
Uh-huh.
And the Mount...
Wouldn't hang on. I cast it on Ockar, didn't I?
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say he would have recovered the hit points because he had 9 hours worth of not being freezing. Naturally, well, it doesn't matter. He's usually on us, but yeah.
Right, but no one recovered any exposure damage. It was too cold, even in the tents.
Well, even on Ockar when he would have had endure.
Mm-hmm.
It's way too
Yeah.
cold.
I mean, he
We're in the
well,
death zone.
yeah, because I mean, you're well beyond the normal protection. What it does do is endure cold. So, I normally roll 1d4 for exposure damage, and I am using the what it says there is that you only suffer 1 point of exposure damage. So, endure cold reduces the amount of exposure damage that you can take.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's like damage resistance, but for cold.
Okay. So again, you're casting Endure Cold and Aura of Comfort on the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've literally only my 3rd level spells and 1 1st level spell. Otherwise, yeah, all those spells are reserved.
Okay. All right. You get going again, and you do feel that the silhouettes that you saw in the distance are closer. How close again is difficult to say. But you begin your trek, shivering, cold, chilled, except for Braxon. Everyone's like,
Even
so cold, and Braxton's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. It feels good. I could go
how
take
about
a
you
dip
take
in
the
the
ring
water.
off? How about you take the ring off for a second, Braxon?
I already did that a couple of days ago.
I think, Braxon, you could sort of pass the ring around, so every one of us could be warm for 1 day.
Yeah, but then he'd be cold.
Yeah, I would do. It's bonded with me now, though.
Oh, sounds like you need that to be removed, like the cursed book you had. You need to be relieved of that item.
Yes.
We'll cut your finger off.
So have we found the path yet? That we're supposed
Not
to
yet.
find?
Not yet. You've
Good
just gotten going this morning, though. However, so you get going, but the cold is really biting already. Higgimus. Oh, actually, I need to roll magic resistance for Higgimus. I forgot. The endure cold. You're fine though.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
one of these days, it's going to fail. He's going to experience the full duration of
Yep.
it.
But your snout sticking out the way it does is still taking the brunt of the cold. You take a point of exposure damage.
Oh.
And the
exposure damage from yesterday is gone, though, right?
no,
No, it
From
did
you.
you
not.
did not gain it back. It was too cold.
Oh. Uh-oh.
So
Yeah,
you
we're
will
in the
need to let me know when you hit 6.
All right.
We're in the death zone now.
Oh god.
It's every 6.
No, it's just once you take 6, then there's a chance for getting frostbite.
Well, no, I took 6, haven't recovered it, So if I take another 6, or
You've got Aura of Comfort right now, so you're not
Yeah,
recovering any, but
you're not getting worse.
yeah,
so.
it's not cold enough
So
for
it
you
would
to start
count
checking.
as a fresh
No, you
6.
once Aura of Comfort expires, then you'll start needing making Constitution checks.
I
Always.
was like, I couldn't see Yeldan anywhere, and then I scroll up and see that he's behind the pack animal.
How much is it going to cost to get everyone's fingers regenerated after they drop off?
A
Um,
lot.
You
A
could
lot.
just be the company of the no fingers.
We need fingers to use weapons.
Oh my gosh, without a finger, I can't shoot a gun.
You'd
That's
have
the
to
worst thing ever.
You'd have to invest in the gun that'll.
And I can't cast
That-
spells without fingers.
Some spells you can. Like my command, I don't need. I think it's just word somatic. Not even my holy symbol.
Not even somatic.
Not variable.
All right. Well, you guys get going. And after about 3 hours, you do realize that you still see the silhouettes in the distance, but there's something a lot closer.
Oh,
And it seems to be
is it tracing us?
a cliff, like the silhouettes of the mountains. Something's been rising up, blocking them, and you suddenly
Is
realize
this?
that you've got another cliff in front of you. Up
Oh, this is so out of character, but it reminds me of the intro from Final Fantasy VI. If anyone's played that, they'll know exactly what I mean.
Yep, kind of.
It does, doesn't
Yep.
it?
It's only mean
Perfect way of-
It's only mean it doesn't know what the hell you're talking. You can
Sorry,
send me a
so
link
we need-
later.
Yeah.
Send me a link later.
All right. But
If only we had Magitech armor to get us through this.
the wind has abated slightly, so it's not quite as bad as you're approaching this. So no one takes any further exposure damage. And you do see the cliff in front of you. It will probably take a little bit of time searching to try and find a pass, if there is a pass, if you're in the right place and everything like that. But this does seem like the kind of place that there would be a pass. I mean, you've got a cliff right in front of you, and you've been following, at least as far as you can tell, the proper directions on the map.
All right. We'll start looking for it, though.
Okay.
Maybe once we get in that pass, it'll be a little bit better, too.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
At least the cliff should stop the wind.
All right, so you start looking around. You get up to the cliff face. There's still snow swirling around, although the wind has abated slightly. So it's still pretty strong, but it's not as it's not as strong as it was. So it's just kind of creating like little swirls and eddies. Rather than the biting wind that it was. And after a bit, you do spot a gap in the cliff face. It looks like it's about 10 to 15 feet wide, at least at the entrance. You can't really see inside very far, so you're not sure how wide it is further down. You're going to make your way to it?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody, this looks like the passway we're looking for.
Okay. You make your way towards it, and all of a sudden a large white lump drops down from above, and I'm going to need everyone to roll 1d10.
Oh. Save versus large white lump.
Ah, these rolls.
Higher is better.
Yeah,
Oh.
higher is better.
Lafdul's clearly divinely inspired. You know, that's
Call that
how.
brain.
Yeah, everyone's giving me a little bit of help.
Okay.
You're gonna die, but at least you know about it.
Yay for your first Yeti.
The white lump drops down right in front of Higgimus, and
Not again.
You're supposed to say stop that, not again.
Yeah, he's changed his catchphrase.
Yeah,
Well, no, it just landed in front of me. It hasn't hit me yet.
Come on, you're going to cause brand confusion.
Only Ockar is surprised.
Really? Wow.
I am genuinely shocked at these rolls.
I thought for sure I would have been.
Well,
surprised.
good luck, guys. I'll be standing here shocked that something like this dropped on us.
Okay, everyone, you got to kill it before Ockar gets to go.
Keeping me out of the XP. I will get you, Braxon. I wonder if I'll get XP if I throw Braxon off the cliff.
Well, I mean, you would gain the experience points for killing him if you
Fighter.
killed him. You might lose your paladin hood.
That's true.
That's a small price to pay.
That's
Small price to
what
pay,
level?
yes.
That's
A small price to pay to make a point and get his ring.
All right.
You
Well,
have to take his ring before you threw him off the cliff. Right, I think we got a fight.
I think before we actually get into the fight, we'll take our break a little bit early because we are going to have a fight, and rather than go
Yeah, that's
late,
fair.
we'll have the break. During the break, everyone can decide what they want to do and roll their initiative. Keep in mind, Yeldan, other than shouts from up ahead, you don't really know what's going on because you're so far back that you can't really see what's going on.
It must be a
'cause it dropped
Yeti.
in front of Higgimus.
If I
How wide is the area around us?
You haven't gotten to you're right at the entrance to the pass. This drop down
so I can
right
go
off the
around
cliff.
cart.
Yeah, you've got enough. Basically, other than like right here is where the cliff is, kind of thing. If can you guys see my ruler?
I
On the
think
right.
you did it behind us,
nope,
didn't you?
Yeah, I'm on the nope, I'm on the wrong layer. You can see my
Oh,
ruler,
there
right?
it is.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, that's where the
Like,
cliff is.
Cliff, like,
No,
So,
no.
no.
I used the ruler to show you where the cliff was.
so what's going on now? Are you doing like a PowerPoint slideshow for the people watching or something?
Well, it will when I transition over to the break. The new pictures will show for all the characters, so you guys can take a look at those and enjoy them, and then the it'll go into the
And then
regular
come back and die.
break screen. And I'll probably post these on like Twitter and Facebook and Discord after the game session, so people can see them more closely if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotta figure out what half my movement is, because I can still shoot my full round of arrows
All right.
with
Well,
half my movement.
yeah, you can figure that out during the break. Anyway, thank you guys. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Go ahead and get a drink, something like that, and we'll be right back with a fight. So exciting.
I'll go with the equivalent of my 7th coffee for the day.
Yes. Yes.
Lightly encumbered.